Assalamualaikum. Today my group will present about the impact of tour boat rides such as river cruise and also island hopping boat towards the environment and local community. Our group consists of 3 members, which is Nur, Aina, Sabihah, Binti, Salleh, Nur, Shafika, Izzati, Binti, Azmi, and also Nurnabila, Farhanis, Binti, Faizal. For introduction, tour boat ride has become one of the major contribution in the tourism industry. This activity helps tourists to experience nature and while they experiencing traveling using boats like river cruise and also boat they use for island hopping. But the problem comes when it also gives some negative impacts toward nature and wild. For example, water pollution. It is disturbing the balance of ecosystem towards the marine life. Impact toward the environment such as the marine life and also wildlife. The impact of marine life first is water pollution, algae growth, and also disturbing the balance of ecosystem. Water pollution. This problem caused by irresponsible tourists throwing garbage or food plastic in a river. Dumping rubbish into the river can cause the death of marine life because the animal will believe that the plastic as their food. Second is algae growth. Researchers have said that the vessel appeared to increase the algae growth and kick up sediment, which all block sunlight and will make the river water unclean for the marine life to live. Third is disturbing the balance of ecosystem. Did you know that boat can change the water chemistry? It is because the deposit left from boat adding too much of certain compound like zinc and copper and make the water too alkaline or acidic. Also increase the water quality that is not good for both animals and humans. Next is the impact of wildlife. First is damage the habitat, changes in their psychology, and changes in their behavior. Damage the habitat. When humans explore new things in the wild, they tend to do something new, like build a house or a project in the wild. It gives profit to humans, meanwhile it makes animals suffer from it. Second is changes in their psychology. Animal doesn't know what are they eating. If tourists give the food to the animals such as junk food like chips and chocolate, it will give effect to the animal growth. Last is changes in their behavior. When there is an activity where they are feeding animals, it will make the animals don't know how to find their own food and also can cause damage in their wildlife food chain. For example, eagle feeding in Langkawi. The eagle have become accustomed to be fed, so the actual food that they should hunt like snake and mouse increase rapidly in wild.
The impact of livelihood of local people. The first is disturbing the life of local people. It disrupts the life of the people around it because it causes road congestion due to too many tourists coming. The attraction will definitely be visited by many tourists, which causes traffic congestion. For example, we can see the situation on the river cruise in Malacca, which is close to the road. When the road becomes congested, local people find it difficult to move anywhere and obstruct their journey. Apart from giving a bad effect, tour boat rides also give some advantages to local people. The first is to get acquainted with outsiders. Local people can be open-minded and can see how the reaction of tourists who come to visit there. This way, they can get to know outsiders. The second is have job opportunities that allow local people to generate income through job on the tour boat. They do not have to bother looking for a job far away because it is close to where they live. The last is to introduce their culture. Each place has a different culture and tourists who come to the place will get know the place better, which is can make more developed. The step for tour operators to help minimize the impact of tourist boat toward the environment. The first is to use solar power boat. When solar panels are placed on a boat, the energy from the sun is converted into electric energy. It used to power the boat and provide a smooth sail and adventurous ride. Secondly, use electric boat. A fully battery boat is boat that is propelled by an electric engine connected to a battery. Electric power is stored in batteries and enable the boat to reach the required speed and range. Third, avoid a ride to wild animal spot to prevent the animal from being endangered and to keep the animal safe. The last step is to put the dustbin in the boat. With a dustbin in the boat, tourists will not throw rubbish into the river and can prevent pollution.
So I
talk about how to encourage tour operators to give back to the local community living around the tourism destination it operates. Firstly, by focusing on cultural exchange and responsible local experiences. Good support will also focus on sensitive cultural exchange and the development of responsible local experiences. Local communities will benefit the most by this exchange, as the greater the understanding from the visitors, the less detrimental impact they will have. Second is about organizing small tailor-made tours that do not severely damage local community life. These ethical tour operators can support local communities by organizing a small tailor-made tours that do not severely damage local or community life. They can do this by employing local people and using locally made goods and services. This will lead visitors to visit the local artisan who create and sell handicrafts. Next is the third one, homestay programs where the tourist lives with local families. This homestay program where they will stay with the local families or visiting the villages and communities to see how they live their everyday lives. Next is by having a focus on responsible tourism and work with other social enterprises and NGOs. For example, Streets International Training Restaurant in the old port town of Hoi An in Vietnam, a deaf and blind workshop in Hue, and a number of other socially minded organizations, including the Angkor Hospital for Children in Cambodia and Purkal Youth Society in India. Next, is about promoting growth within your local economy by hiring nearby residents and using as many locally goods and supplies as possible. Most people who live in tourist destinations rely on the tourism industry for jobs, so it is very important that we provide opportunities with fair pay whenever possible for them. The sixth one is about showcase local goods and products that are unique to your destination. This will also help to promote the local community's cultures as well as our country. We may even want to partner with nearby businesses to sell those products to the travelers who book our tours. This is an easy way to add life to our local economy while at the same time enhancing the experience of the people who are visiting from afar. The last one about offering intimate experience with small groups as this will have a less of an impact on the local environment. In addition, many of our guests will find this to be a more personable and rewarding tour experience.
The tourism industry has demonstrated the need and opportunity to reduce the adverse effect on tourism and maximize its social benefit. The purpose of this report to convey the call to action to detect the adverse effect of a good trip and try to improve it as well as increase the benefits. The tourism industry needs to be developed in the right way without damaging anything.